And welcome back. You know, this subject has really irritated me for some time now, and I don't think I'm alone on it. Right? Companies and government agencies seem more difficult to deal with than ever before. Customer service in the U.S. has declined for the third year in a row, according to the research firm Forrester, which analyzed 98,300 consumers' perceptions of 223 brands. Well, the average score out of 100 was 69.3, and it's the lowest since Forrester's index study adopted its current methodology in 2016. And that figure has fallen consistently from a peak of 72 in 2021. The pandemic era frustrations like shipping delays, product shortages, and understaffing are now largely in the rearview mirror. But consumers are now skeptical of the value they believe they are getting from companies in a time of shrinkflation and junk fees, said Pete Jacques, a principal analyst over at Forrester. When can we stop blaming slow service or feedback on the pandemic? Now, bad companies hide behind the lame and stale pandemic excuses, and at the same time, many companies are looking to improve their customer service. Scores are hesitant to invest. A lot of them are hesitant to invest in cash and resources that they really need to do to get those customer service interactions better. Right? Trendy customer service chatbots fueled by generative artificial intelligence haven't always helped. McDonald's, get a load of this. They just got rid of their AI ordering system in favor of, you guessed it, human interaction. Boy, oh boy, isn't that a shock? Now, my next guest loves a bit of human interaction. Please welcome into the show, Craig Bolanos. Craig, thanks for being on. This is something that I talked with my family a lot. It's this pandemic excuse, supply chain disruption excuse, has given a lot of really poor performing companies that were bad before the pandemic an excuse to hide behind, and everybody kind of gives them a pass on it when I think we shouldn't be doing that because, number one, it's over. And number two, I think that they've got an opportunity now that they can bring themselves up to speed. What do you think?
Well, yeah, thanks for telling us everything we already know, Scott. The pandemic era supply chain disruption, disruption is when I couldn't get toilet paper. Now I can get toilet paper from Amazon within 2 hours, the very same day. So let's not hide behind that, but let's be real. What companies have done is we have leveraged technology. Not in my business, not at the Wealth Management Group. Companies abroad have leveraged technology to maximize profit at the sake of forsaking customer experience. And just what wouldn't we do for someone on the other side of the 800 number? Oh, wait, the 800 number doesn't even exist anymore. We have the chatbot. What would we do for the chatbot to simply own the problem and come back to us, right, Scott?
You're right. You can't get a person anymore a lot of these places. I mean, how frustrating is that? And to your point, there are some people now starting to rip out those self-service counters at a lot of these, like Dollar General or those places. They're getting rid of you having to actually do your own checkout because of how poor the customer service. There isn't any, and they ask for a tip on top of that too. I mean, it's really gone down. I think it's an opportune time for a company to really grab customer service by the ears, and they can actually make a difference today because it's just so bad. I really do. And you still will make a call if you can get a 1-800 number, and they will say, due to the pandemic, wait times might be longer. And I'm thinking to myself, you haven't changed that recording in 3 years? That's where we're at now.
No, that is where we're at. And I really thought that the automation would lead to better and higher engagement in all forms of retail services, because if you maintain the existing headcount, there would be more time for the employees to engage directly with the end consumer. And I'm just not seeing it. I think it's only going to get worse. What I think about as a professional, and I tell my team here locally all the time, is let's not be afraid to automate parts of our business, but let's not automate a thing up until we know how the time saving is going to allow us to lean further into where the value is. There's a word that's missing in many places, Scott.
Right, yeah.
Value. And that value is the deepening of the relationship, which starts with listening, not telling. And that's what I wish would start happening in the world of retail. Please start listening to me. I don't want to do self-checkout. I don't want to order at the kiosk. I just want to be treated the way I deserve to be treated. And in exchange for that, opening on time and closing on time and having the product rendered on time, I will be incredibly loyal. It's a simple give and take.
You're right. And like I said, I think there's a credible opportunity for folks that want to step into that space. And, I think it was Steve Jobs who was asked 25 years ago, early in the year 2000. I'll never forget this. I was working in London at the time, but they asked him what he thought would be the most valuable tool in a company's arsenal in the year 2025. His answer was so amazing to me, but he said face-to-face communication, because it will be probably gone. And if anybody's any good at it, they'll be able to make some money. And I really feel like that. Face-to-face communication has really been taken out. And so when they built that channel underneath the English Channel from London to Paris, our productivity in my bank in London went up, because anytime we had a problem, we took the train over, 2.5-hour ride, to take out that customer for a dinner and a beer to solve the problem face-to-face. When we couldn't do that and we had to do it by, we had to wait to take a flight and or do it over Bloomberg or some sort of social media, we just didn't get the results. So there's something to be said for that customer service face-to-face, like you said.
You're right. Anytime something goes wrong, it's actually an opportunity not just to cure the wrong, but to cement the relationship by doing good. And I just think it's being lost generationally. I think it's being lost through automation as an easy way to cost cutting to increase profits. And I'm just hoping that everyone remembers that the most valuable asset in every company is not just the team members they employ, but the customers they serve. We spend so much money in the world doing new client engagement. How about we start focusing and leveraging automation for client retention?
Right.
And if we do it in that order, life is just going to be good when I wake up.
Right. Not just to make money, but actually build the relationship between you and your customers. I think that's a great point. We'll end it on that. That's perfect. Thanks very much for being on this. Craig Bolanos coming to us from the Wealth Manager Group. He's the co-founder and CEO. They're in Chicago. You got to get a hold of those